Hello children, welcome to channel Sube. Today I am going to discuss question number 31 of MCQ part. The paper is 2019 Physics new syllabus. A ball is dropped freely into a floor from a height of 1 meter. If its speed is reduced by 25% at each bounce, what would be the height the ball reaches after 3 bounces? So let's use a small diagram. So at the beginning the ball is located at 1 meter height, then it falls freely and strikes the ground for the first time. Say the velocity is v. Then for the first time it bounces out of the ground with the velocity. What is the velocity? Let's use this data that they have given. Speed is reduced by 25%. That is a percentage. That we can write as 1/4 is reduced. 1/4 of initial velocity is reduced. But what we want here is not the velocity that is reduced. The velocity reduced, what we want is the remaining velocity. What is the remaining velocity? 3/4. 3/4 is the remaining velocity. So initial value is v, so 3/4 of that v is the velocity. So we don't have to write v, just we say 3/4 of the initial velocity. That is the velocity when it bounces for the second time. Then it again strikes the ground with the velocity. What is the velocity there? What is the striking velocity? The same, this one. So striking velocity is 3/4. Bouncing velocity. What is the bouncing velocity? Bouncing velocity is 3/4 of early velocity, whatever it is. The early velocity was 3/4. So the bouncing velocity is 3/4 of early 3/4. This one, striking 3/4. This 3/4 is what they have given, this one, the remaining velocity. This 3/4 is remaining velocity. This 3/4 is remaining velocity. 3/4 times 1 here. We can say 1 because this one we take as 1. So like that. Then for the third bounce it comes like this and strike it first. What is the striking velocity? This total value. The striking velocity is this value, 2 times 3/4. So what is the velocity now when it bounces after the third strike? What is the velocity? Initial velocity times 3/4, like this. Then this 3/4. This is the final velocity. Now we know after 3 bounces the velocity equals, we don't have to simplify, 3/4 times 3/4 times 3/4. This is the velocity. But what they ask is not velocity. What they ask is the height. What is the fact that determines the height? what is the fact that determines the height h after the third bounds. The height is determined by the kinetic energy of the ball. If the kinetic energy is half of this early kinetic energy, then it reaches only half of early height. It reaches only half of early height, that's given 1 meter. Half of initial height, that means half meter. If the kinetic energy is 1/4 after 3 bounces, the height the ball reaches is 1/4 of initial height. Since initial height is 1 meter, then if the kinetic energy is 1/4, the height is 1/4 meter, because the initial height has been 1 meter, therefore. So like that, kinetic energy is the factor that determines the height to which that ball reaches. So therefore we have to consider kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is equal to half mv squared. So we don't have to consider this half m because that is constant. Therefore we can write kinetic energy is proportional to v squared. So we have to find value for h, therefore we have to check kinetic energy, therefore we have to check v squared, not v. We have to calculate not v, we have to check what is the value for v squared, because that is proportional to kinetic energy, that is proportional to the height. So therefore let's check what is the v squared. So this is the v. So simplify it before we go to kinetic energy. 3 times 3/4, how many times? The power is 3. 1, 2, 3 times, then 3/4 power 3. So what is the value v squared? 3/4 power 3, again power 2 is 2. Then how to solve? Just you have to multiply these 2, 3/4, then 6 times, 6 power 6, like this. So this is the v squared. So this one is proportional to kinetic energy, because kinetic energy is proportional to v squared. So we have found now the value for v squared, so that is proportional to kinetic energy. So that is proportional to height. So therefore the height is now proportional to this value, 3/4 power 6. Since initial height has been 1 meter, then now the new height is 3/4 power 6 times 1 meter. If the initial height had been 2 meters, now the new height is this value times 2 meter. So like that. So therefore we don't have to multiply it by 1, just this is the answer. So here is the answer. The fourth one is correct. So children, I think you can understand. If you are happy, please subscribe my channel before you leave. Don't leave without subscribing. You spend nothing. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Keep watching again and again. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.